You listen to a lullaby and you feel safe. It's programmed into you from the moment you're a child. That soft melody means comfort. It means rest. It means you're protected. But what if that feeling, that deep-seated sense of security, was a lie? What if the song itself wasn't a shield, but a door? What if the most comforting sound from your childhood became your absolute worst nightmare? I've always considered myself pretty jaded when it comes to online horror. I've read the creepypastas, I've watched the found footage, and I've scrolled through the endless forums of supposed true ghost stories. But recently, I stumbled upon a new kind of horror experience, one that took something so simple, so innocent, and twisted it into something truly, deeply sinister. It shattered my sense of security, and I'm about to show you how. Prepare yourselves as we delve into the chilling transformation of a sweet, simple melody into pure, unadulterated terror. I thought I was immune. That's the first mistake, isn't it? You get comfortable. You think you've seen it all. Then I found the file. It wasn't on some public forum or a trendy social media challenge. This was buried deep, a whisper in a corner of the web that most people never see. It was framed as a challenge, an auditory puzzle. The goal was to find the original melody of the classic lullaby, Rock-a-Bye Baby, and play it backwards. Simple enough, right? They had a name for it, a name that should have been my first red flag, the Changeling Protocol. It sounded like a gimmick, a cheap thrill for bored people online. Changeling, I thought. How cliché. Legends of fairies swapping human babies with their own kind. It was folklore, a bedtime story meant to scare children. So, with a smirk, I downloaded the file, ran it through some basic audio software, and reversed it. I leaned back in my chair, ready for some distorted noise, maybe a jump scare if the creator was feeling particularly unoriginal. It was supposed to be a joke. But the moment I hit play on that reverse track, everything changed. The whole atmosphere in my apartment shifted. It felt like the pressure dropped. The air became heavy, thick. It wasn't just audio anymore. It felt physical. The melody itself, when played backwards, was almost unrecognizable. It was a horrible, scraping, grinding sound, like rusted metal being dragged across concrete. It set my teeth on edge. But it was what was underneath that noise that made the blood in my veins run cold. Faintly, just on the edge of perception, I heard something else. It was a whisper, a sibilant, dry sound, like dead leaves skittering across pavement. And it was saying a name, over and over. It was calling my name. I shut it off immediately, my heart hammering against my ribs. My logical brain scrambled for an explanation. Auditory pareidolia, that's what it had to be. My mind was just creating a pattern, a familiar sound, my name, out of random noise. That's all it was. It had to be. I tried to laugh it off, shaking my head at how easily I'd let a stupid internet story get to me. I decided to call it a night, to just go to sleep and forget the whole stupid thing. But the lyrics, the original lyrics, they wouldn't leave me alone. They kept echoing in my head, but now they felt different. Sinister. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. I tried to ignore it. I tossed and turned, pulling the covers up to my chin. I tried to sleep, and that's when the real horror began. It started with a sound that had no business being there, a sound that shouldn't exist. It was a squeak and a creak, a rhythmic squeak-creak. It sounded like something was being rocked, a slow, heavy, deliberate motion coming from right outside my bedroom window. Now, you have to understand, I live on the 3rd floor of my apartment building. There's no balcony, no fire escape, just a sheer brick wall going down 3 stories to the alley below. Nothing should be able to get up there. Nothing should be able to look in. But the sound was there. A slow, heavy, old wooden cradle. Squeak, creak, squeak, creak. And it wasn't just there. It was getting closer. The sound was becoming clearer, more defined, as if whatever was making it was slowly ascending the wall towards my window. I froze. Every muscle in my body locked up. A primal, instinctual part of my brain was screaming at me. Do not look. Don't get up. Don't turn your head. Don't acknowledge it. Pretend you are asleep. I could feel the temperature in the room dropping, a bone-deep cold radiating from the window pane. And then, as suddenly as it began, the rocking stopped. Dead silence. The kind of silence that's so absolute, it's louder than any noise. My ears were ringing. I lay there for what felt like an eternity, barely daring to breathe. I thought it was over. Maybe I had imagined it. A stress-induced hallucination from that creepy audio file. I was just starting to relax, just starting to let my muscles unclench. That's when I heard it. It wasn't the whisper from before. It wasn't the creaking of the wood. It was a small, high-pitched giggle, and it was right on the other side of the glass. Pure adrenaline surged through me. My fight-or-flight response kicked in, and against my better judgment, I chose fight. Or at least, I chose document. I had to have proof. I couldn't be the only one to experience this. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped it. My only thought was to capture proof, to get a picture of whatever was out there. I fumbled with the screen, opened the camera app, and pointed it blindly toward the window. The camera flashed, illuminating the room and the darkness outside for a split, brilliant second. And in that flash, I saw it. It wasn't a baby. It wasn't some generic monster you see in movies. It was the Lullaby itself. A grotesque, emaciated figure, impossibly long and thin, clinging to the brickwork outside my window. Its skin was pale and stretched tight over its bones. It had no eyes, just dark, hollow sockets. But its mouth was a massive, impossibly wide grin, filled with too many teeth. And in its long, spindly arms, it was cradling a decaying wooden bough, rocking it gently back and forth. It was waiting. It was waiting for the bough to break, waiting for the cradle, and whatever was inside to fall. I didn't wait to see what would happen next. I didn't scream. I didn't even make a sound. I yanked the power cord from my computer from the wall, sparks flying. I grabbed my keys and my wallet, and I ran. I flew out of my apartment, down the 3 flights of stairs, and out into the street. I never went back. I left everything, my clothes, my furniture, my memories. The file is gone, deleted from my cloud storage, my history wiped clean. But the fear stays with you. It did more than just scare me. It broke something inside me. It took the most innocent, comforting thing I knew, a simple lullaby my mother used to sing to me, and it showed me the teeth hidden inside its gentle melody. It showed me what it was really for. If this story shattered your sense of security, even just a little, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you want to hear more terrifying true stories, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I want to know, comment below. What was your worst childhood fear? Was it a monster under the bed or something in the closet? So, think about that tonight. When you hear a gentle, familiar melody floating on the air, ask yourself, what is it really lulling to sleep? And more importantly, what is it summoning?